going out. They should must just be overheating type shit. Because it keeps going out. I don't know why it keeps going out. I know somebody just joined. Give me a second. I've had this ring light for months. This is the first time my ring light going faulty as a motherfucker. Hey, shout out to Ronin Travels in the building. What's up, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
Doing well, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You coming over to my side of the planet, brother?
Yes. You know yes. And I will be there by God's grace for the next 4 or 5 months. So I'm trying to figure out Asia right now.
I mean, Japan is a nice place to jump off to. Like I said, if you went to Iwakuni or Okinawa, it would be a good place for training wheels type of thing. Kind of get the lay of the land, the feel of the how to communicate with some of the women here before maybe jumping over to Japan mainland and going to Tokyo or something like that. You know what I mean? But there are some black clubs in Tokyo and some other places. A good person to follow that I know of is her name is Sunday Love.
Okay, let me write that.
Great content maker in Japan, and she owns several houses and different things like so. She's very industrious. She came off of America's Top Model. She was a black.
She's up. So she lives in Japan right now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can go through her content for places to stay and but it ain't cheap. This is not a passport bro location. If you go to Japan, you're gonna pay some ducats. That's why I said Okinawa would be a little bit more of a training wheel area because it would be a little more cost effective there. You know what I mean? But yeah, Japan's not a bad place to start and then jumping over to Thailand, because then that's where you would stay. That's where you would go ahead and get a condo, either in Bangkok, Pattaya. If you go to the Phuket side, Phuket is kind of run more on the YT side, and a lot of Russians and stuff are there. Not as many brothers are over there. So if you want somewhere where you can kind of play and be on your own without running into a whole bunch of brothers, go to the Phuket side. Don't go to Pattaya.
They were telling me to go to Pattaya for the chicas. They was like, "Yo, you'll get a lot of chicas."
You can go either side, but you're going to get more play on the Pattaya side. Because of the fact that there's more Russians and everything in Phuket, but there's a ton of baddies in Phuket. Believe that.
So you saying when I go to Japan, I shouldn't?
That's definitely
she's bad as fuck. I hope she's single.
Yeah. She is single.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. She's stacking cash too.
So what does she do? Like, how is she getting money out?
She's a content creator. She has a couple jobs. She runs her own clothing line. Very industrious. Like I said, owns a couple houses already there, and got her start in the media through America Top Model, and then blew up in Korea. She lived in Korea for about 2. I know her whole fucking, bio, bro. I've been following her for like 3 years.
Okay, so you saying I shouldn't go to Tokyo first? I should go like the Okinawa.
I would go to Okinawa or Yokosuka or someplace like that where there's military bases, just to kind of feel out how the Japanese women are receptive to you before jumping both feet up into Tokyo and not knowing how to feel them out. You get what I'm saying?
What's your opinion? In terms of just like general performance and likability, if I was to go from the U.S. straight to Tokyo?
Let me put it this way: do you like fit women versus just ballooned out BBLs and everything else? If you like fit women, you can find some good fit women in Asian countries.
Yeah,
but they're not going to have like bubble butts and all this other stuff unless they've been surgically enhanced. That's just not their body profile. But brothers go over there looking for that shit. You're not finding that without them being enhanced. Or they're in the fucking gym. Now, believe me, these are all fitness cultures. They will get in the gym and do what they need to do. But yeah, she's a baddie.
She look good. This is definitely what I want my wife to look like, for a fact. For a fact. So,
but you might even be able to arrange a interview with her because she is a content creator. So I mean, collaboration is always an option. You know, if you guys can get your schedules coordinated, once you get to Tokyo, you might be able to fit her in, depending. Now she's gonna look at your content because she got a brand. She's very good about keeping her brand.
Oh, I do not share anything Homies Hub with any girls I work with. I share everything else. I share everything else. I do not share anything Homies Hub when I work with girls at all. They gotta find that shit on their own. So you're saying, as opposed to going to Tokyo first, go to Okinawa. But what's there? Yeah, what's there that's different than me?
Well, let me put it this way: Marine bases. There's a naval base there, and then, like I said, the Air Force is over there. So, because of the close proximity to Americans, you already get the understanding that you're going to be dealing with Japanese women that are used to dealing with Americans. Probably know some English already, and you can kind of feel out their attitudes and everything first there, with them having 100% exposure to Americans. And then once you get over to Tokyo, then you can kind of feel out, the fascination of who you are. We are fetishized over there. We are fetishized like nobody's business. And all the world. It's just a matter of you feeling out that personality of that culture. And it's easier to deal with somebody initially that's already been exposed to us than somebody that might be on the more shy type. And because they are very shy, they're very conservative. You're going to have to do most of the approaching. They're not just going to run up on you unless you have a bold one. You know, they're not just going to run up on you and just say, hey, can I take a picture of you, or what's your name, or any of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to see them. And believe me, there's a huge shortage of dating culture in Japan that a lot of these women are wishing somebody would talk to them, and they don't. Because the Japanese man is very reserved.
Yeah, which was what I was asking. Like, I want to know how the men are like with their women. Like, are they really reserved?
Yeah, they're very reserved, very conservative, business-like. They work their fucking asses off over there. That they don't really have a lot of extra time to play. Mm-hmm. So when you got a brother like yourself that has the time to play and wants to go places, while you in town, they're gonna make time.
Okay, so that was a really good breakdown that I wasn't really getting from other people. Like, going to Okinawa first because they're already probably dealing with some of the guys that's in the military. Then going to Tokyo because I'm going to assume Tokyo, they might have foreigners, but maybe they're not used to only having to deal with foreigners or dealing with Americans. Right.
Right.
And then, like, what's the price point?
There is a black culture there. There are hip hop clubs. They do look up to the American culture as far as the music and the clubs and different things like that. So you walk into one of those clubs, you're definitely going to hook up with somebody that is looking for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like I said, Sunday has gone to a lot of these clubs in the surrounding areas. That even if you go through her content when she's in town, because she lives in a provincial area away from Tokyo. But the nice thing with Japan, they have bullet trains. They can take you anywhere real fucking fast. You know, so she rides into town, does her business, and go back out to where she actually lives at.
Okay. But I would have to book a flight to go from Tokyo. I mean, go from
Okinawa into mainland Japan. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Tokyo. Yeah. But like I said, if you're booking through a VPN in that country or acting like you're in that country on the VPN and book, you'll notice your price will change on your flights. Mm-hmm. They overprice American tickets all day long. If you're booking through a VPN and you're acting like you're in another country, you're going to get a different rate.
And I'm also thinking the same thing when it comes to like the Airbnbs. Like, it was looking insane in Tokyo. Insanity.
Absolutely. If you're booking in other countries, you're going to get a different rate, period, on all things. Of course, the American dollar is really strong, and they're going to leverage that when you log in as an American. obviously Filipinos don't make that much, so obviously they can't look at the Filipino peso and try to outprice what a normal Filipino makes about $350, $400 a fucking month.
Right.
They can't book an Airbnb for one fucking night. Are you kidding me? That's damn near a quarter of their damn income.
So then, would you say I should go that route to find a place, or should I just go through like a traditional hotel, Facebook Marketplace? If I want to just get something cool, nothing crazy.
I normally do Airbnbs, and then if I like a place, I talk to the owner of the Airbnb and extend it out for a month or give me a long-term rental price.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are willing to do that. Matter of fact, when I first got to the Philippines, I did the same thing. I started as a 2-week rate, and I said, "You know what? I'm just going to book it out to the end of the month till I have this long-term lease now. I'm here for a year, so I have a 4-bedroom house right now that I'm sitting in."
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? But I started off in an Airbnb for the month while I was looking for the long-term rental. And she gave me an off price or off Airbnb rate for me finishing out a month in her spot.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in a province called Isabela in the Philippines. I'm a 50-minute flight into Manila from where I'm at, more north of Manila.
And would you say that's a good place to add to my stop here in Asia?
I mean,
to the Philippines.
There's nothing wrong with Philippines if you go into certain areas. When I first got here, my first 30 days, I stayed in BGC. And then I went ahead and branched out into the province that I'm in now. So Makati, BGC, Pasay, Quezon City, very nice high-end cities with reasonable rates for condo stays or whatever, and high-end like internet, restaurant, all that shit is right there too.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if you're going to stay long-term, then I would taste Japan and either stay in Bangkok, Phuket, or Pattaya for long term. And this is the whole point of me moving to the Philippines. It's real easy to catch a flight to one of these other places. You stay and rent a place for long term in Bangkok or Phuket or Pattaya, and you fly into Vietnam for a weekend, or you fly into Cambodia for another weekend, or you fly back to Japan and test the waters because you met somebody you really like. That's a good jump off point. You're already here in Southeast Asia. So much easier to get other places once you're here. You get what I mean?
That's why I feel like I'm gonna fall in love with the whole continent when I'm there.
But if you go to Cambodia, the women are darker skinned, they're thicker body, and Myanmar. Oh my God, Myanmar, bro! If you go there, they bottom heavy like nobody's business. If you like them thick down there.
Okay. Okay, Moan says, bro, I cuffed the chick in Japan with no face pictures, just food. I pulled up on her, met her at an arcade. She was bad as fuck with a big ass. Don't sleep on them, no photos. They are shy, like I told you. I figured, bro. I figured they're not posting themselves because they shy.
They're very conservative.
Yeah, and they might pull up and be bad as hell.
They demons in the bedroom, I tell you that much.
Okay, that I'm sold.
Some of those guys are reserved, and they get more exploratory once you get in that bedroom and that door closes. It's on.
I'm sold. I am sold. Jesus Christ, I'm sold. Man, you teaching game for us Americans. I watch from afar and take notes. I respect it. Hey, man, shout out to you, man. Flight Madness has several videos saying dating in Japan is trash. Just making a pit stop before Thailand. Bro, people got
you gotta look at the dude.
Right.
He's a fucking clown, bro. I can't take that dude serious. I don't care how buffed out he is and none of that shit. That don't make no fucking difference whether you got a mouthpiece, you got game, or swag about you.
Who is Flight Madness? Let me take a look at this guy. Oh, I've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he's a cornball. I'm sorry. Sorry, Flight Madness. They don't. I watch it all with no ties. No one's just learning, and you, the one I seen pull on live bad, selling or not. If you have to spend a lot of money in Asia, just go to Bali. There's hoes from everywhere looking to have one night stands and parties.
That's true too. Go places where the vacationers are, you're always going to get it. That's why I said Phuket's a good place too. Even if you want an American woman or something like that, there's a lot of people that do not want to go to Pattaya. They're either in Bangkok or they're in Phuket. The brothers have congregated in Pattaya because of Zoom. But I'm telling you, Phuket and Bangkok are great places to hang out. You're going to run into a lot more tourists that are open. Like if you were in Vegas, whatever goes on there stays there. And they going to keep it pushing. They ain't going to try to hook up with you and stay with you or get locked up with you. It's what it is for right then. That's it.
I actually want a girl that want to lock in with me for as long as she don't steal from me.
Listen, you can find girls like that over there too. They're looking to stay for long term. They're actually female expats, and they're looking for somebody solid that's going to want to hang in there. But until you do find that person, you know.
Says that you don't act like they bad. That's player. You treat it regular. I seen you with women. Niggas will spend their whole check on, but you treated it regular. That's player, and it shows who's who. Hey man, I appreciate you. Ronin got some game for us. Salute. He always got game. Always got game. Make sure you tap in with his channel. If I got any mods in here, please drop his channel in the chat.
Yeah, so.
You paying ducats like America or less than America. He's speaking that science. Japan is expensive. Def can do Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Basically, run the gambit. Damn, my phone exploded. She's bad as hell. Yeah, I've been catching these.
I'm just going to show you what I locked in with.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I just peeped. Okay. Wow.
That's all natural hair too. That ain't no weave. That ain't none of that.
She's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold, man. I think I'm going to do a lot of time in Asia. I think I'm definitely sold. Says alert. Also, if you meet chicks that are working like in a mall or something, they would easily give you their WhatsApp. And basically in Thailand, if you have a WhatsApp, she's going. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the malls though that you go to. It depends on if they are freelancers and working in the mall too as a secondary thing. You get what I'm saying? So watch that.
It's like that inside Colombia too, though.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Dudes be like, oh, I'm like, bro, when you live here long enough, you realize a lot of these girls that work regular jobs will find their way into a bar or a club or a brothel at some point in time because they need the extra cash.
Right. But see, I came here for a different purpose. I'm older. You still young, so you still doing your thing. I came here with vetting in mind and everything else. But I mean, these are some great women to lock into.
Hey, I'm about to be 30, so if I could find a woman that want to have a black child in Asia, I'm ready to start setting that up. You know, I can't do another year of Colombia just running through hoes. I can't do it. It's too much. It's fun, but it gets taxing sometimes, man. Because like you gotta think about it.
You're a lot more progressive than a lot of young men your age. They still want to run around and think they can tackle 5 and 10 women at a time, and that costs a hell of a lot of money. And if you're looking to invest and get your resources up and all that shit, you ain't got time to be playing around. You're looking for some quality versus quantity.
I think my first year and a half, I just wanted to run like how many different baddies could I get? I feel like at this point, I'm not gonna say I've reached a pinnacle, but I've damn near gotten high where I've dealt with some really good looking chicks. A lot of them, like I said, I don't bring them on stream because I actually value like the relationship I have with them. But I'm like, man, I can't see myself really settling with any of these girls because girls in Colombia leverage their beauty to try to get ahead. I think all women do, but I want to find
that's a little bit more. Yeah, most women do that, even here in the States. So that's the whole thing, and you can equate it to women start at a pinnacle at the top of the mountain, and they fight to stay up there.
Right.
With age, and men climb that mountain, and as they get older, we get more established. You get more wealth. We get more consistency on who we are. We stay up there, while they're still constantly falling. That's why they are you 50 something and you're able to date somebody 20, 30 years? Because I'm already established. I already went through that end road of climbing that fucking mountain. The woman is sitting there struggling that's my age.
Right.
To stay there as far as beauty and content and everything else. So, it only makes sense that an older man is going to date somebody younger.
So someone says, ask him about the brown Asians and light, and how is it different?
Say that again.
I guess he's asking how the brown skinned Asians versus the lighter skinned Asians compare.
Oh well, okay. Colonizer mindset is all over the world. Okay, they do dye their skin here. They still have a mentality where they want to have umbrellas out. They don't want to tan their skin, so they still have a little mindset where a darker skin, like my girl here, and the Filipino culture is based off of Spain conquering them. So she's considered a morena. They use that word here too. They use Spanish words. So a darker skinned Asian woman might have been bullied a little bit more because of her darker skin. You know, she has naturally curly or wavy hair, you know. So yeah, the culture is still the same when it comes to colonized mindsets. Doesn't matter where you go. And they're going to be ones that are proud of their skin. Like I said, Cambodia has a darker skinned people there, and it's beautiful. You know, some of them will dye their skin and they think they have preference over the ones that don't and like their skin tone.
So this is the girl that all of you guys are waiting to see right here. Her name is Gracie Lovely. She is a Blasian shorty. I think she's currently living in Tokyo. She looks super Americanized for sure. 100%. Influence. It says, talk to Skylar and get the names of the brothels he went to in Tokyo. I don't even think I'm really on that when I get to Tokyo. What you be doing in a province? LOL. You got a crib? What? Okay, that makes sense. That's the headquarters to fly in. I heard of the dams. I said Cambodia. I dated a Filipino chick, and they can be thick.
Yeah.
And so, too, shout out to Wonderful Travels with the $4.99. He says, add the Susua card. What? So your wallet or the Rakuten, you can pay for anything in Tokyo.
Rakuten. I don't know what the Suka card is.
Let me screenshot this shit. I'm gonna add this to my list of shit to look up. Hold on. I've been taking a screenshot of y'all chats and throwing this in my GPT to do some planning, make sure we're super equipped for Asia. Just so you know, anyone this applies to, the retirement visa in the Philippines has been lowered to the age of 40. You have to pay, though, if you are military, you only have to pay $3,000.
It's even lower if you're SRRV. It's a visa here in the Philippines. All you have to do is have $1,500 in a Filipino bank and have a consistent income. If you're over 50, I can retire and get a special residency visa here. So, yeah, it varies based on your age.
So this man has unlocked the last level.
This is one of the best places that you can actually grab a retirement visa and use it as a home port if you want to jump around. You know.
This man has unlocked the last level boss on traveling. He's literally giving science. Said nice Ronin. Said, oh, Weezy, he got a baddie. Young Ling Ling. Okay. Said, I see you, OG. W for Ronin. Hey, yeah, man, he's living. In Japan, cheating is expected if you are paying for it. Oh, like paying for box?
Right, listen, I don't know where you guys are coming up with some of this at. Yeah, it's expected, but they don't want it. Believe me, you're going to get lit from any woman all over the world if they find out you got multiple girlfriends. They don't like that shit. They always want to be considered the primary, like you don't have any other. Depends on how you set this shit up. If you're honest, though, they can't say nothing. If you think America, of course, you're going to get some backlash. These Asian women got lip too. Don't think they don't.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen it here in America. I've seen some of these Asian parents. They be running their mouth like black women. They're just Asian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It makes no difference. No difference. Do you think women are really? They don't like that a man has like. I feel like women, and maybe not for the man they want to be with, but I feel like women are attracted to men they see with multiple women. I think so.
Women, I don't know if they want to, and we both know this. Women always want a man that's being desired by other women. Mm-hmm. That means they already know they're in competition to take you from the other woman. The whole point is if it's already set up that, hey, I'm in an open relationship and she's accepting of that, then all she can do is fall in line. But if you lie about it, then you're establishing a false type of situation. And when the truth comes out, you know, it's going to fall apart like a house of cards. Just be upfront, man. Women are way more accepting. We outnumber women, first of all. And then when you go in these countries, you're going in a top 10, top 5 percentile as far as earning income. You're already coming in on a power move. Why do you need to lie? True. It is what it is.
Very true.
I mean, where I'm living at now, I'm in a gated guarded community in a full-size house, 4-bedroom. You know, and the people that live around me are doctors and lawyers and everything else. Why do I need to lie?
They definitely do still freelance and work in the malls, but they're less desperate for you to pay them every time they see you. They're not trapped in the bar life cycle. Okay. So the Browns is easier. They my type. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a little bit more crazy for the black Asian girl for sure. Said, damn, Gracie is nice. Yeah, she's nice. Bro, you should wait for the summertime to visit Asia, in my opinion. I was out there in October, a lot of rain.
I mean, there are rainy seasons, and you're coming up into one. The flights get more expensive after September, October timeframe. The flights is skyrocket up because a lot of Filipinos fly back in. The minute the first holiday goes in, there's a holiday until like the end of January. March, the rates start dropping. May, the rates are extremely low. And then it starts to go back down, and then it goes right back up. Right around the holidays, man. All the airports are going to be full.
Are we talking it's going to rain like all over Asia, or it's just in particular places?
I mean, come on. When it rains here, it's like a flash rain. It's going to rain. Sometimes people aren't even worried about getting wet. You'll wind up drying off. Right. You know, it just depends. I mean, bring a little portable umbrella or something in your suitcase or whatever, but ultimately, there are going to be some days where it rains all day. But then it'll be maybe an hour or two long. It downpours like literally cats and dogs falling out the sky, thunder, you know, lightning and all that shit. And then the next thing you know, it's all cleared up and it's sunny again.
Okay, so it sounds like Medellin, basically.
Yeah, tropical.
Okay, so the Suka card is how you get around. It's like a Metro card, but you can also buy things in the vending machine, I believe. Okay, that's dope. They sell bleach whitening products at 7-Eleven all throughout Tokyo.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to be worried about like the lotions and different things like that. They might automatically have bleaching properties. So you got to make sure it says no bleach. And some of their normal products you wouldn't, like soaps. Even some of their soaps would have it.
Shout out Nate. Hey, yo, Nate, man, jump on the panel, bro. Nate is retired military at 25. I think he's retired Air Force, something like that. I don't know. Go. Look, guys.
Extra bidding of 100% PNT.
She's Blasian living in Japan. I just want to find whatever friend group of girls she's around in Tokyo, and I'm there, basically.
Believe me, all these girls know each other because when Sunday Loves hangs out, there's a ton of them standing around her.
Yup. I gotta find her. Says cheating is accepted. She's attractive, but I just don't like the IG model vibe.
Yeah, with her, yeah, definitely. Definitely, she'll be a problem. She's probably cute, but she'll be a problem. She's a headache.
Probably, yeah. She definitely a headache, and she looked like she'd probably sell it to rappers that's in town for the weekend or the week. She definitely looked like she's like she looks like she has an archetype. She doesn't look like she's going for a very good band. That's not the vibe I'm getting from her, at least.
Right. And she's not the type that's falling in line with the culture. She's influencing other women to act like her. So again, those are all Black, Japanese, or Malaysian women that are in Tokyo around her that you see in that video, most likely.
Basically, all the hoes that the homies want to see on stream when I land in Japan.
Hey,
basically,
birds of a feather flock together. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Basically, very Americanized. I don't think they've ever stepped foot in America at all. Probably never. I know one girl I seen because I saw her through another girl that I'm following. Her right here, the one that's holding the camera. I'm about to show you when it loads up. I know I follow her. She is an influencer.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's ever been seen.
Love. Like I said, 6 degrees of separation. That girl knows Sunday Love, the one that's holding the camera.
Yeah.
I've seen her in the videos.
Okay. You can upload the Suda card to your Apple Wallet. That's fire. I'd avoid Japan during the summer. High prices, hot, and a ton of tourists. I made that mistake once, never again. Those girls will want money, P for P. I don't know. I feel like it's easier to get black girls to fuck with you without paying them. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I haven't been there, but
listen, I'll tell you this. They'll want a good dinner. They'll want you to kind of cater to them a little bit, but they're not going to sit there and act like a hoe and say, you need to pay me.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically trying to get at. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
They're going to want you to kind of cater to them, send them flowers, or do the whole dating thing like you would in America.
Right.
It ain't about dropping a rack on the table before you walk out the door.
Right.
They ain't trying to perpetrate like that.
That's one of the reasons why I like American culture to girls, because they're not outright selling it. They kind of just want you to woo them a little. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really. Right. That's why I like going to countries where the people are not desperate for $1. I feel like Japan is not a place like that. You know what I mean?
No. A lot of these girls are very professional. They already have jobs. They're not trying to come up with that reputation. The ones that don't have jobs, those are the ones okay, are you some kind of boss bitch over here? You got like hair that you're selling back to the United States and you're an importer, exporter. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Ask them. They should tell you.
So not worry about rainy season. People who worry about that are exaggerating or never been here to see. It's not that serious. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Homies is the final boss killer. LOL. You find the ones and get them. Look, if they got them like that inside of Japan, I'm gonna need to like find a place where I could chill at and just go networking and hunting. And if I get lucky and I can get a whole squad of them girls on stream one day, that'll be lit. Because I've been seeing like these Blasian girls going viral on Instagram and TikTok.
I'm telling you, there's a good way of networking. That's a good way of looking at it, homies.
What?
Good way of looking at it. These girls would network with you.
Yeah.
They love a good collab. They think they can get exposure to your group of guys. To get them more exposure, they're going to go for that all day long.
That's why I'm like, I know I could get a viral video with a Blasian girl. Hell, definitely. Yeah. The kind of content I'm shooting for inside of Japan, I'm shooting for content that I'm gonna go viral. Like whether it's checking out the bullet trains or trying sushi in a low key luxury kind of restaurant. Like I want some dope travel content, because obviously I separate what's on the Homies Hub from my Mosa channel. So I want more travel shit, more foodie shit, more cultural shit on the Mosa channel. And the Homies Hub channel was just, where the homies come and congregate, talk shit. Blasians are always bad. However you are getting ready to see some extremely beautiful Japanese women and they dress to a T. Okay, so
yeah, they definitely throw down when it comes to clothes. They're dressing conservatively, but damn, that shit is banging.
Woo! Guys got me worked the fuck up right now. I can't wait to get to Japan, man. I'm worked up. Everybody telling me, yo, bro, you're not gonna see it online. You got to go there in person. I'm like, really?
The culture is there. The women do have an affinity for brothers. You just got to get out there.
Said, would a brother get more chicks there if he bleached his skin? I don't
Fuck
even
that.
know why you asking that question.
That question.
I don't even know why you asking that question. We got Kevin Romes in here from the Pair Channel. Exactly, Antoine. Salute, Ronin Travelers.
Kevin T. Mac, my brother. He's a Marine. He's down in Colombia though.
Okay. Right. I lived in Japan and traveled to there more than any other country. Ex-wife is Japanese. All right, T Mac. Listen, you want to come on a panel?
That would be a rarity. If we can get him to get up on the panel, bro, let me take that link from you and put it in my chat. Where's the link? There it
is. If you got an ex-Japanese wife, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. I lived in Tokyo and worked in Nagoya. I agree, homie, fine, but impoverished women get old after a while. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm a little bit tired of, like, like Colombia. Like, I'm sad I'm gone, but I'm happy I'm gone because dealing with poor women is just not it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like if you're an American dude, you're eventually going to get tired of dealing with poor women. Like, it's okay for me to have way more money than her and be able to take care of her and do more for her than she can herself. But when you're dealing with people that also have like a poverty mindset, you notice that they don't cherish the ability to invest in themselves. Like, they're always thinking about short-term gains. And how are you going to get with somebody who is always thinking about short-term and could never think about long-term anything? It's pretty difficult. There are hubs or spots where dating is more normal, and then there are areas that are straight for fuckery. But if you that dude, you're gonna get them without paying anyway. Example: Angela City, Pattaya.
What did he say?
I think he's basically saying, like, there's hubs where you like you can date, and there's hubs where it's you're just getting straight to the bullshit. But
he's talking about Angela City, which is the Philippine version of Walking Street.
KBS, what up, my G? What's up, man?
What up?
My guy reporting from Asia, bro. Where you at right now?
What's up? I'm in China.
China?
Yeah.
Talk to me, bro. I gotta hear about that process.
That's a nice spot too.
Yo, China is where it's at, bro. Like, yo, that place is lit. The people are friendly, dog. They love black people over there. Because the living is cheap, bro, and everything is going to be cheap, bro. China is the place, and there's 1,000 places you could go to, and you're not gonna get bored, dog.
How's the reception for the brothers out there so far in China? Because I was definitely thinking about going there.
Yeah, it's definitely way better than than most places, bro. It's definitely way better. I didn't even know I was gonna get that much love over here, bro. And I was like, damn.
Okay. Asia is sounding more and more fun so far. It's sounding fun right now.
G-Mac said something earlier, and he said, Japanese women make good girlfriends but terrible wives. And I told you about that already. They'll go against tradition to date you, but they won't go against tradition when they marry you. It'll be a problem.
What does that mean, though? Like, they want to do the whole like courtship process, but they don't make good wives or something?
They get a lot more demanding once that ring gets put on their finger.
I mean, I could tell, they might be a little bougie over there, though. Because, I mean, like, Japan is like the place, like, because, like, when I was in Tokyo, bro, like, I was walking around, like, I was seeing a lot of places who were saying Japanese people only. And I'm like, why would you say Japanese people only? That's a touristic thing, everybody pull up. But the thing is, like, a lot of Japanese people got money, so they don't really need the tourists to be there to spend. They're already spending more than we spending.
Exactly.
So that's why some of these places said Japanese people only, because they're spending their money. Other places can't say that because people can't go where the tourists spend a lot of money. But the Japanese, they do their own thing, bro. They spend, they don't care. So that's why they they feel like we're dragging them away while they still could do their own thing. So that's why a lot of them feel like.
Shout out to my guy Eric, comes in with the $4.99. He says W stream. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate this, man. I had to put this on for the late nighters, the late night guys at work, or some of the people that's on a different time zone. Shout out to you. Living in Time TV says, I be watching the travel space to get motivated. Homies Hub shows me why to travel. Most just love fours. Thank you for calling it out. Says T-Mac says that he's trying to get on. Bro, I'm going to drop the link for you 1,000 times, bro.
I dropped it myself, but I think it's just because he's not used to the restream type of getting on. It takes a minute with restream. This is probably his first time using restream. Because remember the first time I got on your panel, it took me a minute.
Yeah. I remember. Oh, Asia is looking like a time, boy. Jesus.
Oh, you're gonna have
a like time, Asia, bro. Yeah, you like Asia, bro. It's like it's a whole different ball game compared to like how people do in Latin America, bro. Like they really know how to keep their shit like tight, like to be honest, bro. Like the way they do that stuff is
All right, so KBS, I see you've been all over Asia these past couple months. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about your track. I think me and you got to do a formal interview whenever I'm in Asia, bro. Like we got to do a formal interview because you stay on the go, my guy. You stay going.
Yeah, because I like to see. I mean, the thing with me though, like a lot of people, like that's traveling in a space. The thing with me, I don't like to feel stuck up, bro. Like, bro, I have a passport. I could go to 185 places with no visa. Like if I'm in Colombia and the bitches are tripping, I'm flying somewhere else. I ain't gonna take that. Like whatever, I'm not gonna get the love. I could just fly to another country and just experience that. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to feel stuck up in one place. Cause if going the same places with me doesn't even, it's not fun no more. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So that's why I went to so many places in Asia. I'll be like, yo, which one I like? And I'm like, all right, I like Thailand, I like Vietnam, let's go. And then now I like China, I'm like, let's go. So I got those 3 places so far.
Have you been to Cambodia yet?
Yeah, I've been to Cambodia.
How did you like it?
Cambodia was not. It was not it, bro. Like it was all right, bro, but it's not the place, bro.
Have you been to Myanmar?
No, I haven't been there. You need a visa to go there, but I'm gonna go next time around, though.
We got T-Mac on here. What up, T-Mac? What up?
That's a rarity getting T-Mac up, bro.
I think he's getting his audio together right now.
Yeah, he might be.
And it's way cheaper to be going around Asia than South America, bro. It's way cheaper to go around like many places.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm saying to just do a whole Asia tour. It looked cheaper to go from country to country. Like I could really just run up my passport book just moving around Asia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna do an Asia tour, man. We're gonna go crazy with the content. My boy married a Japanese woman. She lets him do whatever. He goes on a trip he goes on golf trips to Thailand.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on how you establish your relationship with the woman, and that's why I say if you're honest with them off the top, then they have an understanding of what to expect from you, and it's not too far out of bounds if you already start that way. Right. But if you try to move them up to that direction, if they're not that type of woman, they're not going for it. They're too conservative.
Hey, Drew, man, you can hop on here too. If you want to hop on the stream, if you got anything that you want to share. So the name of the stream is "There's a Baddie Shortage in Japan." I'm really just talking about it. It looked like the baddies are in hiding. That's what it looked like. Cause I'm on Tinder, like, why are girls hiding their face?
That's that conservative.
Oh. Yeah. Yo, a lot of them are very like shy and bit like private and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you will see some of them like on the street, like they will have like a whole mask on, and some glasses, and I'll be like,
yeah.
and I'll be
Why
like,
they do
why
that?
are you wearing that? But
I'll
some of
tell
them,
you
that's
why.
how.
And here's the biggest thing. The cultures we go to still have a thing about saving face in the honor of their family name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a story. When I was in the Marine Corps, we used to port at Subic Bay, which is right next to a city called Olongapo. You walk across the bridge, you're in Olongapo City. The Olongapo bar owners would know when the ships were pulling in, and you would have massive ships pulling in with 3,000 to 5,000 military guys, whether it be sailors and Marines, right? You got a town that's going to blow up like Las Vegas. They don't have enough women in that town to support all the potential men that are jumping off that ship. So they would put a call out to the girls in the province that wanted to come in and make money. They would come into those towns, balloon up the town while the ships were in port so that they could support the need. And then they would go back home. But they're not trying to show their faces. They're not trying to get pictures taken. They're not trying to get that back to their families wherever they're living at because they're trying to save face. But their families need the money. A lot of these women are very conservative. While they might be open to doing things, they don't want their face on everything for their family to find out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everywhere.
Okay. So basically, even if she's hiding her face on Tinder, I should still swipe right.
I don't know.
Hey, what we did
know.
back
I
in the
wouldn't.
day. And listen, if you back in the day, if she had a badass body, we call them baggers, paper baggers. Throw a paper bag over it and do whatever you need to do, and go ahead and call it a day.
At this point,
So
as long as she doesn't,
do?
Yeah, if she doesn't look like a foot, even if she halfway decent, I'm gonna give her the time of day because I've never been with a Japanese girl. I would love to learn the culture, get taken around the city. Like that would be dope. Okay, so we got T Mac in the building. T Mac, test your sound out, bro. See if we can hear you. Okay, there we go. We got him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. KBS, bro. I'm just gonna mute you real quick, bro. Or I'm gonna
all right, no problem.
Lower your volume. Yeah, all right. T Mac, talk to us, man. We got Twan about to join the stream. What up, G?
What's up?
What's up? All right, so T Mac, man, give us some game, bro. We're going to Japan.
Yeah, I've been there about. I used to live there in Tokyo. I've been there about 60-something times because I was more for a business side. You know, I was like a corporate business manager for Japan and China. So I've been in those countries the most out of any other ones. But just the culture in Japan is really cool. I love it there. It's not like any country you ever been to. Like the women, they'll hold the door for you. You don't have that traditional, how would you say it kind of Western mindset with the women.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pick up like half the tab or the whole tab for you. It's just it's a lot different from what I guess you can say traditional dating in the West is.
So the girl's not tripping about who pays for the date.
Yeah, a lot in most cases. Yeah, they're not like that.
Not at all.
I've had like women. They'll just like they'll pick the tab or they'll like split half of it or whatever. So they're not stuck up on like the man has to do it, pay for everything. But then again, every woman's different, and some have had some Western influence because they do travel a lot. So
okay,
kind of who you meet. I happen to live in Tokyo with my girlfriend. She was her father was a diplomat, so she spoke good English, and she was had a background in Cuba, so she taught dance. So I helped her like teach dance for a while in Tokyo.
So I got a question. Arla, you a brother or?
Yeah, I showed my picture. I just didn't. I mean, I can see. I was just
okay, great. So because now I can ask the questions that I want to ask. So you had a Japanese wife. I want to know, if you don't mind sharing, the whole interaction, and did race or your skin tone play any effect into maybe things not being as smooth as they could have been?
Japanese don't really care about race in that aspect. They care more about you being a foreigner than they do about race. So they don't see like a black man as being odd. In some places they might have some curiosities, but unless they have some kind of fetish. It's not. There's nothing about race. It's more as like a foreigner, and that you might be like alien to their culture. So that's like the only hang up that some Japanese might have. Now, in regards to having a girlfriend versus a wife, their mindset changes when you get married. So when you have like a girlfriend, she'll like come and bathe you, fix you tea, massage you. As soon as you walk in the house, take off your coat, take off your shoes, massage your feet, that type of stuff. In a lot of cases, but like once you get married, then you see.
I'm being served right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Ronin probably gets that right now, but like in Japan, the relationship, changes when you get married. You see him more as a family member, so you don't get as much like intimacy. You don't. You're seen as like as a procreator, and and the woman is like the manager of the household. So they're used to like taking all the money that comes in and giving the man an allowance, and that wasn't happening with me.
What? That sound crazy.
That's part of Japanese culture with their men. A lot of the things that I hear y'all talking about is definitely reaction. The way the women are acting, they're reacting to how their men are in their culture. Like how you said they don't expect you to open doors, or they might pay half the tab. That's because, like for example, in Thailand, um, a lot of the women have been with men where they didn't have the money to pay for the dinner, or they don't open doors. They weren't like gentlemen. They weren't taught to be gentlemen. So they come. They've never seen it, so they don't expect you to do it. Now, if you do it, they appreciate it for it, or they would rather you pay the bill. But they're not gonna like push that issue now, unless it's a girl that's just working and she ain't got nothing. Like you said, she's impoverished. Yeah, she's gonna be looking for anybody to pay the bill. But a typical, regular person that's really looking for a relationship, they ain't like that.
Why is it like that? Like, what is it with the dudes inside of Asia? It just
They
to
just
me
don't
it
have
just
opportunity, just like it is there where you was at
okay.
in Colombia.
Okay.
They make less money in Japan. It's an advanced society, but their pay scales are
And it's
different.
less in Thailand.
Yeah, they work a lot of
A
hours.
lot of hours. Koreans, man, are the worst. Them
And
motherfuckers sleep at their desk.
you
Yeah.
go like in the bars around like 6 p.m. and it'd be full of dudes, man. They don't want to go home to their wives. They just like sitting there drinking, having a good time, very social. Even though a lot of them can't speak English, man, they're funny when they get drunk, man. They were like a couple guys. They were like, I was at the time I was, kind of larger because I lifted a lot of weights, and they wanted me to like take turns picking them up and stuff. Just they're funny, man. Japanese are interesting people, man. That's a cool society, man. There's a lot of cool stuff to do. I love Japan.
Yeah, and here you'll
So
see like go ahead, I'm sorry, man.
no, I'm sorry. Shout out to Silverback Shorty. He comes with the $10, man. I appreciate it. He says for the Asia tours. Let me update this to 285 real quick. Okay. So I guess since the women are not like super intimate with their men anymore, like are they looking for foreigners? Are they looking for flings? Like how's that going over there?
Bruh. You don't want to play around like that in the Philippines.
Nah, I'm not trying to play. I just want to know what the listen. I just want to know what the vibe is because
it's legal for you to get off messing with a married woman, even if the man ain't around her no more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's $40,000. If up to $40,000, you get caught with a married woman.
Some of these days, like I told you, it's about saving face. You get over here and you embarrass these dudes, and it's gonna cost you.
Wait, hold on. So if I'm a foreigner and some Japanese woman with a husband throw it at me, she's not liable for anything. I'm liable for that whole 40K.
If somehow they can prove you knew, because what it is a lot of the wives are the ones they want like that. They fetishize, like they do want some. They don't want the little small people no more. They've been dealing with whatever they've been dealing with forever, and then the fetishized black guys there, and they want a piece of it. They have you go into one of them little what is it? The place where you can go watch anime or whatever. They got like these little rooms you can go up in and slide up in there and secretly, like, you're supposed to be going in there and watching, like looking at manga or something, but you go in there and have sex with them, and next thing you know, you find out she got a husband. You know what I mean? And a lot of the ones with the husbands are the one that's going for it, looking for you. Especially certain times of night, stuff like that.
That's
I,
crazy.
I encourage everybody to read up on that culture because they do. You can like to turn somebody off if you don't really know about the culture because Japan is a culture of stigmas. If you know those and you respect it, then you'll get along well. They are. That's one of the freakiest cultures I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna,
I warned him, T Mac. I told him the minute that door closes on, bro.
Hey, I need all that information. I'm literally gonna be on a flight in like 10 days. I need all that information.
I do it offline.
Because go ahead. Because they are. Go. I'm sorry.
I would just say
Because
that we had some freaky for one thing. The Japanese, they don't have the same hangups we have because they're not like a Christian society. So, as an example, when I would do business with corporations, they expect you, to invite them out to like what they call a hostess club, and they got different levels of hostess club. Some of them are like completely topless. Some are just like karaoke type places you sing with a woman, and they'll just accompany you. They'll pour you drinks. They'll give you a wet towel when you go to the bathroom to wash your hands, and they're like different levels, and they can get to even pretty freaky in there. That's all I'll say about that online. But Japanese just have like the brother was saying, they do have some they do have a lot of women. They do have like a lot of fetishes, like maybe cheating in their cultures, married wives, and the husband might know about it, but he'll turn a blind eye because he wants it's part of the culture just to stay married, not cause no waves. So he might know his woman might be out there cheating, but they just have like an unwritten rule. It's just a different culture, man. They will agree to stuff that American families will never agree to. It's just strange, but I
like
can.
what the
You go
dude was
ahead.
trying to say earlier, if you pay for it, then it's not considered cheating. Some of them really feel that way.
But I mean, think about this. You're talking about Japan, home of the geisha. Geisha's been around since samurai warriors, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the whole deal behind them.
Yeah, they don't
What
really
is
like being
geisha?
referred
You
to
gotta
them.
educate me. I don't know what
The
geisha
white
is.
face, like painted up face with the long dresses, and they do a whole bunch of like theater and stuff like that, and
Oh, okay,
dance.
okay.
They're trained to entertain men, but originally it was not about sex. It kind of became
Right.
that a lot when
Yeah.
American servicemen came in. They did that for tourists, but it was actually lose face when you actually have sex with a man. You're supposed to give them pleasure by the
Right.
way that you treat them and entertain them.
But again, the culture was a lot more reserved back then, T Mac, meaning if she showed a little bit of her ankle or a little bit of her wrist, that was risque back then. Obviously our culture and society as a whole has gotten a lot looser. So that's why they went away. But yeah, they were initially set up as entertainers, and that's what they were revered for, entertaining, pouring service, and all these other things that are traditionally in high regard. These women were the best performers at it. You know,
And it's part of their culture to do things like for instance, if you make it a hamburger in America, they might just like make it like quickly, and 5 minutes each side. But in Japan, they'll do everything to as much perfection as they can. That's just the way their culture is. So when you have like beef over there, like a steak, they cook it to like as always like the same as perfect as they can. So they take pride in doing things right. So when
yeah,
you have like a woman that's entertaining, that's part of their the pride to like entertain you, and whatever they do, that's just their culture. So I really appreciate that about Japan. And to me, as like the best food in the world.
yeah, they're very perfectionist. And there's a term called ikigai. If you look that up, you'll understand that culture a lot more.
I think there's something to what you said earlier too, bro. Like when you said you think that the more African women are more like likely to go or likely to play or whatever you want to say. But the reason why I say that is because if you look at a lot of the Asian culture, because they're so big on like skin is like their skin color is more like a status symbol. It's not really about racism. They don't look at you and say, "Oh, you're black. That's disgusting." It's more like they look like at each other like, "Hey, you got light skin. You must have a good job or you work inside." And the people who got dark skin work outside. They work like slaves. They look like they're lower class. So
Exactly.
when they right. So when they grow up feeling like that all their life, they already feel like an outcast. So the darker skinned ones are more likely to not feel like, oh, I gotta keep my face, I gotta stay up with the culture. They make their own little cliques and they Like they're gonna act more Americanized. They know maybe their father was black or whatever. They trying to fit into a whole different culture, you know. And those are the ones that will go to the places where they know black guys are, because that's the one they. I found that Asian girls go to where they know the men like them. They don't actually choose who they like. They choose who like them, and they go there.
I find that women in general do, especially black women. Like I was gonna say, like black
true.
Colombian women, they tend to gravitate towards black Americans because they already know we're like more like receiving of them. Like I was talking to one white dude in Cartagena, and he was telling me how he felt like he was struggling in Cartagena because he felt like the women weren't into him. You know what I mean? He's just like, yo, I feel like they're not into me. Versus when I go to Medellin, he says it's easier for me, but out here in Cartagena, they're just not paying me no attention. And I'm like, I think it's because these women have a history of being preferred by black men. And I don't think people talk about that enough. People try to make it seem like black men are running away from black women. That's not true. I see a lot of dudes when they get off that plane and they land in Colombia, they prefer women that look like them. I think that's like a normal human thing that we all do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like, cosign. What I'm sorry, brother. I don't see your name.
Me,
the one that was talking about Japan.
Mosa.
Oh yeah, Mosa. Yeah, he was spot on because I have some really good friends that Japanese. They said the exact same thing. When skin color traditionally was like if you work inside, you don't get a lot of sunlight, so you have lighter skin. So it's more of a class system to them. But it was never like a moment where race ever came up when I was married, and I'm actually still officially married. You know, we're separated, going through the divorce process. But for 13 years, it was never a racial thing. And even when I went with her family, they treated me with a lot of respect. And the mother even came up and started apologizing for me marrying her daughter. I guess because she anticipated that I was making a mistake or something. It just like it's a different culture, man. You can't look at it through your eyes. And I would definitely, I would encourage everyone. They have some like survival guides. Just look about the culture about bowing, things to say, things not to say, because they really hold that in high, regard.
I feel like in Japan, more than any of the other Asian cultures, they're like super proud.
Oh yeah, saving face is the definition is a Japanese. There's a picture of a Japanese person. So yeah, they're all about traditions and values and class systems, and they hold to it, man. I mean, there's certain people that you just can't talk to. That's why they're exclusive clubs in Japan just built for Japanese people. That's an upper echelon class system that none of the regular Japanese can get in either. It's a certain level of person that can get in that club only. And they hold those women in high regard too. And only certain class of woman can get in that club.
Rusty Shackelford, I don't know if you're trolling. You said blacks aren't compatible with first world countries. What does that mean?
I was going to say, I ain't feeling him on that comment.
I can get him anywhere. What you mean?
Yeah, because I was chilling before I left the U.S.
Yeah, I've been to 40 countries all over the world, and most of them, since I was like a program like manager and like a business manager for like an aerospace company. So I would go to all these Germany, France, Japan, China, South Korea, a lot of places. And it's not anything about that. I don't know where people put, black people in some kind of box, act like we can't function in other areas like that. Maybe some of the Pookies and Ray Rays, but if you go over there with some sense and you go over there with respecting the culture, then that's how you're going to be treated. Because in most places, they treat you better than they do in the U.S. because they see it more as a class thing and not as a culture thing. And just like earlier, you're talking about mainland China. I've been to mainland China about 30-something times, and they would sit me and other brothers at the head of the table because they would see it actually made their status look good because they can because we were like foreigners, from the U.S. and they wanted to highlight that they had a lot of U.S. content on their aircraft program, right? So they had 3 of the black program managers up there, and they didn't look at it as a racial thing. They looked at it as more as a foreign class thing, and they see Americans as being like higher class, even more than like Africans. They see Africans. They treat all over the world. They treat Africans and Black Americans different. Sadly,
like scammers.
that even Japan, you'll see like a lot of Africans like.
I'm trying to tell most of this on another show. He don't believe me, but I'm just trying to say.
Wait. I found out. I did some research that there's a black mafia in Tokyo. I don't know if any of you guys can like give me like some education, but I've been hearing like they scamming dudes. They work with the Yakuza. Like basically, you can't trust any African in Tokyo.
My point.
That's a lot of places, bro.
Yeah. Nigerian culture and a lot of African culture have gotten into a lot of these underworld societies, and they travel around the world, man. I mean, you got Somalis that are pirates. That you don't think they have an underground or a whole network of people? Why are they stealing? Where are they giving that stuff to once they are ready to ship? They got to sell it somewhere.
And that's how they traveling too. A lot of them traveling, they don't got no job, they don't got no kind of pension, they don't got no nothing. They traveling off of scamming. I actually almost got scammed. I got a little very short story. I'm walking down with Beach Road in Pattaya, and a dude grabs, it's a like African dude, and I'm used to just stopping and talking to black people because it's like something you do when you out of the country, because there's not a lot of you everywhere, so you stop and talk. So I'm thinking he looked like a regular, like he looked like an American or something, and I didn't care that he was African. So I start talking to him with him because he started talking to me. Then he's like, "Oh, you know, you got good shape, bro. But I've been working out, and then couldn't get rid of my belly because you can't really see my stomach, but I know that I still got a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, do you see that for real? And he was like, bro, like I got this this concoction basically you could put together, and it gets rid of belly fat and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking we were just talking on some regular shit. So he was like, yeah, all you gotta do is go to 7-Eleven, buy this honey, and then you get this what is it? This fucking shit. You basically try to take me down this motherfucking alley where this lady sells like some kind of herbs, and you're supposed to mix it together with the honey. I'll go with him. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, he's just asking me to buy my own stuff. And I go down there, and it turns out the lady that sells the herbs, she's Thai, and she's in on it. And she's basically trying to sell me these herbs for like 100 and something per gram or something like that. Something where it came out to like $6,000
Wait.
baht, which is
That was
about
that was in Bangkok.
no, this is in Pattaya.
Oh yeah. They did the same thing to me when I was in Bangkok, and I was like, I'm not buying that. Like,
That's what I did.
I'm not
He tried
spending
to
that.
pour the fucking herbs in my honey. I was like, nah, don't pour that shit in there because you're gonna
Yeah,
pay for it. I don't want it.
yeah. And I was like, Nick, they came up like he did all that. He actually did all that. And they come up to $1,000, and I tell him like, no, I'm not getting that. You bet that. He was like,
Right.
oh, we make money. We human. We make money. So no problem. I'm like, well, how about you spend that money? You got it.
He even
Like,
tried to hit me with the reverse psychology, like, oh, if you can't afford it, I'll pay for it for you. And I was about to be like, yeah, you go ahead and pay for it. But I was just like, nah, let me just leave. But
yeah, that's
I was gonna
crazy.
end up
Yeah, I
fucking
heard that.
somebody with.
KBS, you got something weird coming in with your sound. It's I don't know what's going on. Maybe you want to turn
Hold
your
up.
mic off, turn it back on. Shout out to
Hold up, bro. I
CJ.
think
He
it's
comes in with the
I think it's probably my headphone. Hold up.
probably.
That is the only time I almost got scammed in Asia.
CJ comes in with the $5 super chat. Says I'm about to hop on this flight to Cali. Hey, bro, safe flight, bro. Have a good time out there in Cali, man. I wish I could be out there, but you know, my time was up in Colombia.
It was nice. I just got back yesterday from Cali for the Patronio Alvarez.
Nice.
I was gonna say that, yeah, definitely learn the culture. They have some survival guides, and like the Yakuza is real, man. So don't. They're actually they're registered corporations in Japan. They get like pensions and retire, all that kind of stuff. So you can tell when you're in the Yakuza establishment because the Japanese are usually like passive. But I walked into one place and it was a restaurant, and it was during the time when it would be full. And it was like hardly nobody in there except one dude like talking to a young dude and the waiter. And it was like four, like I think they were like Korean dudes in shades and like leather coats at the door, just looking us up and down. The Japanese dudes don't do that. And then the waiter tried to take a chair from the table where this older guy was talking to the younger guy. And I didn't. I mean, I speak some Japanese. I understand some, but he's like, start yelling at the guy not to move the chair. And Japanese typically don't do that. So I was like, we got to break out of here. I was with my boy and, two Japanese girls, so we just kind of made a polite excuse and left. But you'll see if you see a place like that when they're kind of ignoring you, and when they say like no foreigners, no gaijins, it's not a like racial thing. It's about that they probably don't have anybody that speaks English there. It's more for practical purposes. It's not to be discriminatory. So they'll you'll see like hostess places or some bars that might say that. And a hostess bar, like I mentioned, they're pretty cool. It's nothing like raunchy about a lot of them. You just go in there, and a woman just keeps you company and pours your drinks, and you go to the bathroom. You come out, she'll be there with a hot towel. She'll listen to your BS, and a lot of Japanese women do that when they're younger. Like my ex-wife even, did that because it's easy money. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to sit next to a guy and listen to his like sad stories all day, and pretend that you like are interested. So, and it has different levels. it goes in different levels depending where you are.
I would want to do that to just learn about the Yakuza. I want to know, because I guess there's some street. It starts with a K, where I guess it's like a red light district in Shinjuku, and they're like, that's usually where a lot of foreigners get scammed when they're like walking through.
I need to introduce you to my boy named Arab. I don't know, he's a popular YouTuber. Okay. I ran into him in the Philippines, and he has a whole YouTube like server. It's not YouTube, it's called Taboo TV, but it's a server that you can run anything on. He's been abducted by the Somali pirates before. He's done every extreme type of interview you can possibly imagine. I'm sure he knows somebody already you could sit down with. If you really are interested, I can hook you two up.
1,000%. Hell yeah.
Don't worry about being
get homie on there. He's been abducted. I want to hear that.
For the most part, Japanese people are very honest. They're like always on time. They're pretty honest about what they say. And so I wouldn't worry about being scammed. Maybe some, the African brothers there might try to scam you, and even when they're doing business, even at Yakuza, they operate a lot of those hostess bars, right? Mm-hmm. So, and they have a lot of foreigners that they hire, like some in Nagoya, it'd be like a lot of Brazilians and South Americans, right? So they come on the street and they'd be like, I'll take you to the Yakuza bar. And I tried to get a guy a tip, and the dude, he was terrified. As soon as he walked in, he dropped the coin that I was giving him, like a 5,000 yen piece, because he didn't want to be seen, taking any type of like tip or anything, because you don't tip in Japan. So, stuff like that. I don't want to worry about like being, scammed in Japan, especially by Japanese. They're very honest. You leave your cell phone on the train, most likely somebody's going to turn it in. If you leave it on the seat, it'll still be there when you get back.
That's how I feel about it. I think that's an Asian thing for some reason, because it's like that's all you hear everywhere in Asia. And I know that's like in Thailand here, like I've left my phone multiple times. I've had situations where if anybody was going to do something wrong, I always felt like it was like either Indian or a foreigner or some other foreigner, but it wasn't the Asian people. Like they even got places in the mall where they don't even like close off their merchandise at night. They just put a fucking rope around it, and just leave it there. Like you ain't gonna see that everywhere. You can't do that in the U.S. It should be gone in the morning.
So you saying there's a different level of, because I'm just coming out of Colombia, so I'm still highly got my guard up, suspicious of damn near everybody. You know what I mean?
This is probably gonna be the first place you ever go where you're gonna feel like free, bro. Like where you feel like, like I ain't gotta think about who gonna rob me. I ain't gotta think about who gonna try. I'm gonna get randomly caught up in some bullshit, get shot at or something. Like there's little crime here. There's crime here, but you're not gonna run into it very often. And the crime is happening among like and just like it just seems like it's not very likely that you'll be touched by it. Like so this is the first time when I came here, bro. I was just like, man, like, and I sold all my guns in the U.S. Everything. I'm a dude that like carried a gun every day. Had a security company. Like I was all about like watching my back, and I'm a veteran, and PTSD, like all that, man. Like so me, like I'm always looking. I don't sit with my back to doors, none of that. Here, I let my guard down, bro. It never happened before. And you safe here. Like you can go out 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how people live here. Like during the day, people sleep all day and they go out like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whenever, and then go start partying.
And because a lot of people stay out all night because the trains, they stop around 11:30 p.m. or midnight, and they don't start up again until like 5:30 a.m. So if you're out on the weekend, you're gonna like Tokyo, because taxis, the costs are they go up a lot. They're already expensive in Tokyo. That's why most people take like the subway or the trains. But if you're out like hanging out, most people are gonna stay out until like 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So, and I agree with you about like a lot of Asian countries. They're pretty honest and stuff. I would say China's different because they will scam you there. I've had a lot of dudes try to sell me fake stuff in China, like a fake iPhone and all this, and they swear up and down it is. But Japan, they wouldn't do anything like that because it's part of their, their culture, and politeness is key. It's key there. That's why I was saying, I read up on their their culture, and there's certain like words you would say when you're leaving somebody. You don't say words to like older person with a ne at the end, like Jane or Matine or something like that, because that's more insulting. So just read up a little bit on it. It won't take you much time, but if you do, the response you'll get back it'll be more positive.
Yeah, they appreciate when you try the little bit.
Oh yeah.
Says you don't tip in Japan. You don't hand people money. You put it on the counter. If it's coins, you put it in a tray.
Yeah, they respect their money.
And get a Pasmo or Suica card, at the train station, and they do a lot of their interactions with a NFC card. So you just like get at the airport or at a train station. It's Pasmo or Suica. They're kind of interchangeable, and what it is, you just have a lot of touchless stuff, and there's like vending machines everywhere. You can get like beer from vending machines. Still get cigarettes from one if you smoke, or on the streets you'll see them hot and cold. It's a pretty cool society. You get fried in the food at the convenience stores is fresh. It comes from a central kitchen, and you get bento boxes for 5,000 yen, which is like $5. Probably a little bit less because it's a bad exchange rate now, but you'll get fresh food. You don't get like some old tired days old sandwiches like you would at a stuff in here. They're actually in the karage, which is the fried chicken, is off the chain. They'll make it right there in the store, and they'll heat up like your bento box right there in the convenience store. So they actually have good food in convenience stores.
Yeah. I mean, even in the Philippines, as third world as you want to call it, or a nation that's growing, they use Gcash. They use a lot of electronics. They don't do banking that much. I mean, even their banking system is so old, they still use checkbooks. There's nothing electronic. So Gcash is the most advanced thing they got versus a coin. They call it Gcash, and it's the 1-for-1 conversion to their peso.
What is Gcash? What is that? Is that like a cryptocurrency or something?
It's like a cryptocurrency, but it's only used here in the Philippines, and I think 1 or 2 other nations use what they call Gcash. Okay. And it's like a 1-for-1 exchange. Instead of you having all these pesos on you, you can pay with Gcash. And it's a 1-for-1 exchange based on whatever their currency rate is.
As far as the Philippines, one thing I noticed, I don't know if this is the thing, how you don't really see everything until you go there. I was wondering about this because I've been doing so much research trying to find out, because like I like a certain shape of woman, like a lot of black men do. And when I look there, it seems like you find a lot of, like, every once in a while you find some top heavy ones, you find some overall kind of fat ones that are kind of attractive, but then you find mostly like the shape on the bottom is not as robust, I would say. And
I found it different. I found the ones that are more bottom heavy and not as stacked up top. More so than
they're not known for being top, but I'm just saying that every once in a while you see those, is what I'm saying. They don't have very much breast at all there.
I mean, but the whole thing is, if they're mountain people, they're used to climbing up and down mountains and walking for long distances. So their legs are really solid and stout. So they have built back ends. So it depends on what region or what area you're meeting them in. Like the beach people wouldn't probably have as thick of legs as somebody that came from a mountain province that's used to dealing with rice and being out in the fields. So yeah, I think you got different body types. Plus, they're Spanish. I just have my lady here. She has naturally loose, wavy hair. She's a derivative of Spanish culture, so she looks like she's a Spaniard more so than she is Filipino. but she's Ilocano and Visayan. So, yeah, you have all kind of mixes because the Spaniards owned the Philippines first, and then obviously during the World War II, you had some Japanese influences, some Chinese transitioning influences, and then the American culture has been here since the 1892, 1894. You had Americans that owned the Philippines after the Spanish-American War. We took over the Philippines. We brought it from them, and we owned them up until the 1940s.
I was wondering if that was the case, if I'm just not seeing it because people are just not showing it. Because I definitely want to do the Philippines at some point, especially because what I was telling you, that visa you was talking about, that
SRRV. Yeah.
That one actually literally just now got lowered down to 40 years old.
It did.
And if you're a veteran like myself, I'm a disabled veteran 100%.
Right.
Like I can get it at 3,000.
Advantage of it until after you're 50. So the fact that they lowered it made it easier for a lot of the veterans that could and would take advantage of it. Now it made it available for them at a younger age. Because I was already over the 50, so I only had to worry about $1,500 in a bank.
$1,500.
Just a standard fucking income.
I wish, because I'm 47 right now, so I'm like 3 years off.
Yeah, with them lowering it now, you can go ahead and apply for it.
Shout out to you, brother Twan. Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
PNT Marine Corps vet.
That's what's up, man. You too, man. Thank you for
and
all of you. Who?
I saw a comment about they don't have garbage cans in the street. So that's true from what I know. And also, and when I worked at Mitsubishi Corp, they didn't have any trash cans in office either. So a lot of people, they'll bring some kind of like these hard plastic containers where they'll put their garbage in. So whatever they bring in, they have to leave with it.
Yeah.
So just so people would know. And there's something else I wanted to say about.
What's the deal with that though? What's the purpose in that though?
It just makes you conscious about not, taking for granted that you can just throw away stuff anywhere. So in order to get rid of litter, they just don't have a trash can. So you have to take it with you.
Which is the opposite of Philippines.
Say that. Jesus.
They throw shit everywhere.
They throw shit anywhere.
I'll give you a great audio book too to help you out. It's one of, even my ex-wife thought it was good because the phrases that it gives you, it help you out a lot. And they have a PDF. It's called Japanese Survival Phrases by Sachiko, Sachiko Nakagome, Nakagame. And it has like all the basic stuff you're gonna need to like catch a bus or a train. Like you want to go to you want to tell a cab. In Japanese is not that difficult language, but you should know a few basic kanji words or symbols because you don't want to go somewhere you don't know the difference between male and female. You walk in a female bathroom,
right?
Yeah, stuff like that. So, like for instance, I was like, Tokyo Eke Marino Kipo ni mai kudasai. It's like, can I have 2 tickets to Tokyo Station? So, it taught me all that, just like those audio books. So if you get that, that'll set you straight for most of the stuff you would need to do in Japan. And it'll teach you also about what to do and what not to do in the culture and how they react. Because, how their reaction, we interpret it different as Westerners. So I think if you can find that either on like Amazon or audible.com.
What's the name of that book again?
It's called Japanese Survival Phrases, but there's 1 and 2.
And am I correct if I say like a lot of the traditional Japanese women, for example, not the like mixed black or more westernized ones, the more traditional Japanese women, like when you're trying to meet them or talk to them, they don't like to be aggressive. They like you kind of be more like, they love even more awkward than they like aggressive. From what I'm.
They like people that were awkward in the United States to be cool in Japan. Just like my oldest son, he's awkward as hell, but in Japan he will be like one of the coolest dudes there.
Right.
They just
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Brother.
Go ahead.
That just said that most people, it's like Japan. If you would like respectful, and I've seen guys, they would meet Japanese girls in the elevator, and they're just polite, and they'll say like a little joke to them, and and Japanese women, they'll just giggle and cover their mouth when they laugh. They tend to do that a lot. You see that. and then they would, they expect you to be truthful. So maybe we should like go out sometime. And if they make a commitment to you, they'll most times they'll carry through and they'll be there on time. It's just like that's what I liked about it. I got flaked out the least amount of times in Japan compared to any other country.
So what do you think my best method is to meet women? Should I like cold approach in the street, or should I be going to like social events?
Well, what do you see? I had a girlfriend there, so it's like I know I wasn't going out with the intention of meeting women, but from observing, and like the brother was saying, there's women that love. There's some who have more Western exposure, so they might even come talk to you, or you go talk to them, and some that speak English, some that just like black dudes, some that might they'll be polite regardless, but some that might prefer other people of other cultures. But there's some that just like brothers, just straight out, and there's just some who just like polite people. You come to them and be respectful, and then they'll like give you a chance. You don't have to have any type of game, and that probably won't work anyway. And just learn some
Right.
basic Japanese. And sometimes a lot of Japanese are kind of too shy to speak, even if they understand English. So you might write some things down or try to speak slowly to them. They might comprehend, but just go there respect for polite. That's what their society is about. If you go there acting ratchet, then they'll probably shun you. And I'll tell you one thing that happened when I was in Roppongi. Twine, you know about Roppongi, right?
Yeah,
I like
I know about it.
so usually a lot of party spot drunk sailors in Tokyo and stuff like that. But I went there because helped my ex girlfriend teach salsa. She learned to dance in Cuba. I went there with a sports coat on, and man, there were people coming out, like the owners of restaurants coming out asking me to come in. They're letting me in the club for free because
Uh-huh.
they're all about impressions. And so I dressed like a businessman, so they wanted me to come in their establishment, and they even let me in. It was a club. It was called Club Flower. They let me in there for free, and they had these camera people come taking photos of me so they could put it on the wall, just to show that they had a higher degree of clientele than just drunk sailors and ratchet looking people. And also
If
some clubs won't let you in without a business card. They want to see a business card. I'm
Okay.
sorry, go ahead,
yeah,
brother.
if you dressed like, they will give you VIP treatment. They will even walk you in with guards sometimes to your seats, like you a superstar. Like it's the opposite. Like if you go to, for example, um well, if you say like he said in Japan, it's a little different because it's all about that look. It's all about like what they look like, what it appears to be, more so than what it actually is. So when I told you, for example, you ain't got to dress to impress in Thailand. You ain't got to come here with Gucci and all that other stuff, and you ain't really got to do that there. You gotta still look nice. You know what I mean? In Japan, if you want to go, get that treatment. Here, everybody just kind of relax. It's a different culture in Thailand, or a lot of other places. There's like tiers of like Asian countries, and I feel like kind of like Japan, China, and Korea now are kind of like up here a little bit, and then you got the other countries that kind of fall on, maybe Bali or something. I don't know, but they kind of fall underneath, and they have different like standards, kind of, because they've moved further up in the race, when it comes to like money, infrastructure, all that. You know what I mean? They moved up into time. All we are is time travelers, man. And you go to certain countries, you just travel further back in time, and you hitting that spot when they haven't reached a certain point, like to where we are. So that's what I look at it like. But I'm going off into a whole different tangent. But like he said, man, like they'll treat you like a VIP if you come dressed a certain way in a place like Japan, opposed to a place here.
Okay. Okay. I Bank said this is sad. Don't worry, brother. You'll be back in Colombia soon.
He said it's sad. He don't know. That's why
They don't know.
he don't know.
Yeah.
You,
Japan.
you shouldn't even be comparing it.
I would say if you want to be more like a Pookie, somebody like that, maybe go to a country in South America as opposed to Japan. Because they don't really tolerate. I mean, they don't like it in Colombia either, and I don't encourage anybody. I don't like it when people come down there because it's a bad reflection on everybody when they come
Yeah.
here. like disrespectful whether you're in Colombia or anywhere else. But in Japan, you're kind of held to a certain standard, and you will get like shunned if you're acting crazy. People are.
I would say Japan and Thailand have some of the safest cities you can be in at night. You don't feel like you're going to get harassed, jumped, or nothing.
True.
They mind their own business. Like Japan, that's why I love it. It's like you're there, even though Tokyo is a 30-something million people in the city. You're just like, people mind their own business. Nobody's gonna bother you if you want to sit around and people watch, sip some coffee or whatever. People just like, nobody bothers you. So I felt like at peace there when I go. I would just go on my own. Even when I was like married, go for like a couple of weeks and just hang out.
Yeah. I just left Colombia, so I think I'm pretty much good off of it. I was there for a long time. I think if I was to go back to Colombia, it wouldn't be for more than 6 months at a time. It'd probably be for short, like 30 to 60-day trips before I fly out. Japan, I want to give a real chance to because I've always wanted to go to Japan. Strong influence in Japan, a lot of manga.
I've been saying that money is going to be a little tight for you, most if you spoiled with the Colombian dollar, that Colombian spending. That's why I said you might want to set up your home base in either Bangkok, Pattaya, or Phuket, and then fly back and forth to Japan and kind of ease your way into that lifestyle and that little more expense because it ain't a poor country. You're going to pay top dollar for a nice place.
And I would say stay away from the tourist areas if you stay there for a while and be economical because it's not crazy expensive. A hotel like for like $60 a night will give you like breakfast, drinks and all that included. Very nice. It's very nice. The Japanese 3-star is better than like a lot of American like 4 stars and all that. So I stayed like instead of staying in like some places in Shinjuku could be expensive, and like Ginza is the most expensive place. But if you go to it's called Akasaka, they usually do the neighborhoods by like the train station locations, like Akasaka Misuke. Like you get like it's in a cool area where you can get like food at a reasonable price. If you try to go to a restaurant like every day, you'll end up bankrupting yourself. But if you go to people there make living wages. But if you go to a kabini, like I was saying, you can get like a nice full meal for like 5,000 yen, and you can have more selection of soft drinks from, you probably heard of, my brother here has heard of Centauri or those other types of like drinks that you want, whether you want beer or sake or Coke Zero or whatever. You can get everything there for like less than like $10. So you can be economical there, and you won't feel like you're going to be constipated the whole time because it's actually fresh food. And also one major thing that a lot of people overlook, it doesn't, as I mentioned like over 40 countries. Some countries don't give a damn about, medicines. And since us disabled veterans are usually beat up, especially from the Marine Corps, like painkillers and stuff like that, do a check and make sure that any type of medications you're taking are legal. And I wouldn't try to lie about it because they do an inspection. So I had to take some painkillers over to Japan, and I had a doctor's prescription and everything. It didn't matter. And it didn't say exactly on the customs form that, I couldn't bring it in the country. But when they asked me, I was like, yeah, I do have it. And he told me, and luckily I had I called my wife at the time, and she spoke to him in Japanese and said, it might be illegal in the U.S., but you can't have it in Japan without permission from the Japanese health ministry. So what I have to do, and they take it seriously, so you're not going to talk your way out of it. So I had to write about 2 weeks before I came in with the medications I was bringing in, if it was on their bans list, to get permission. That way I wouldn't get banned from the country, or I wouldn't get, kicked out or anything like that. So I just want, to have a good trip. So, just be aware of these things and don't think you're going to get over like you can in the U.S.
That's a great point. I actually faced that issue flying in from Colombia to the U.S. because I have some medications that I guess and like you don't have to have a prescription to have it. But he was like, I would need one here, and I'm like, well, if you need a prescription, I could call the guy up and have him generate one and send it over. But then I was just thinking about that, like going to Asia might be a little bit more strict. So do you guys think I should go to Thailand first then instead of going to Japan first?
What he said is two ways to it. Like if you're gonna go to Thailand and then fly to other places, then great, yeah, because everything's gonna be cheaper from flying from here anyway. But if you're looking at like just going and staying, because you sounding like you really want to experience like Japanese culture, and you want to stay there for a while and kind of like delve into it or whatever, I would still say maybe go to Japan first if you plan on like doing a long stay in Asia in general. Because I don't care what you say, this dude in the chat, he don't know what he's talking about. Because once you get in places like Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, those places like that, you're gonna have too much fun. And going to Japan after is not gonna be the same. Like everybody I know that's been to Japan and they're like, oh, I love Japan. And they still love it. But then they come here. Even the dude that was on Scholar's channel on his stream that was with him the whole time. They did Japan. He left there loving Japan. And he was like, there's no place to top this place. I love the infrastructure. He came to Thailand and then he was just like, man, fuck Japan. Like, I love this place. Like, so now Japan is always going to be great for what it is, but the money, like they talking about, the cost that cost of living hits you. It's a big difference when you come here living like this. How open people are in places like the Philippines and Thailand and stuff like that. How easy it is to talk to people and get along. Like the culture, how easy it is to just go outside and just walk somewhere and people know you from the day before, from some you bought from them or some shit. You go into a place to play pool and everybody fucking know you or whatever. It's like you get caught up in the whole like having an actual social life here. And it's harder to do that in a place like Japan. Like, I don't feel like it's the same. I was there when I was in the military, though. So I didn't take full advantage, but still.
I think Japan might be. I like Japan, but I think it might be the least enjoyable place, and that's kind of why I'm thinking about going there first.
I don't know, man. I think you might like it if you like tradition and values, and you like a society that's set up a certain way of orderly conduct and well thought out a process. You would enjoy it if you think like that. But if you're kind of a little chaotic in how you move and you don't like a structure like that, then it might be boring. So then you got to look at the type of people that go to Japan and say, I hate it. But yet and still, they're the chaotic type of personality where they can't fit within that society order.
What is chaotic, though? What is that?
There's a different definition for every one person.
It's definitely not chaotic in Japan. It's very orderly, but
exactly.
If you're gonna have least amount of chaos in Japan, I would see, even though it's like so many people. But what I would say, you can have a lot of fun in Japan, but it'd be on a different level. There's not gonna be like a Parque Yetis type thing, and I've never been to Parque Yetis, even though I've been in Medellin for 3 years. But it's more like a sophisticated, grown man place. You go there with some sense. If you wanna, they got, like I was saying, they got different level of hostess clubs. It was just like rush hour at one club I went to, this high-end hostess club. And I paid the tab since I was like the business manager there. It was 4 G's. But it was like you walk in and there was just a whole bunch of beautiful women there from South America. That was a South American theme hostess club called this was in Nagoya. And you just pick out the woman that you want and she'll just kick it with you, just pour your drink, give you the wet towel, you come out the bathroom. And they had even a different level of service I won't talk about. It wasn't like it was a step below fully sexual, but they did some. I'll tell you, Japan are very freaky. They might seem reserved and shy during the daytime, but at nighttime you go out, you can have different levels of freakiness that depending where you want to go. So you can have entertainment. It's just not going to be out there with on the street, like you're seeing in like a lot of like in a Mexico or Colombia, a place like that in a certain area.
I think the problem gonna come in with his content, because with Japan, like you said, they freaky as hell. They're freakiest. They're most perverted. Actually, they even sell panties in a vending machine. Like they got stuff like that. Like they are perverted. But the problem, the caveat to that is that you are a streamer and you're a YouTuber, like, and you're trying to get content, and they're not completely the best place, I would say, for best place. Not saying that it's not a good place, but they're not the best place for content. Like, they don't like being on camera if they're doing some fuckery, and you're not going to get a lot of good shit from there like you would normally get from other places. Like where you can walk about anywhere here and put somebody on camera and they're going to go crazy. Like, you know, so it's a big difference when it comes to that. Now, you might enjoy it for yourself, you know, so if you just go in there for that, then by all means, you know, if you love that culture, you love, you know, the anime, you love the, you know, all that, the goofy weirdness, like you might love it, you know what I mean? But as far as your content, I think
he
it'll
might love
suffer.
it enough that he sets up his home base out of Japan and flies into all the other places just for the fuckery. You
That
never
might
know.
be true too. Yeah, that might be
Yeah,
true
I didn't know if your microphone was choppy for just me, but it looks like someone else just said like your microphone's like popping in and out pretty bad. Twan.
Oh, mine?
It's
yeah. You might want to like.
Yeah, it's a little ratty.
Yeah. You could like jump in and come back in, like jump out and come back in. It probably work.
I would say like I would, you know, give it a try, and it's a lot more.
I can't hear you, Twan. Hold on. Let me just kick you out real quick, bro. Come back in, bro. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I would say like I would definitely, you know, go give it a try because it's worth a visit. And if you like, you know, like a lot of cultural things, a lot of fun things, because they have like I just saw this restaurant video where your restaurant table is actually a boat. You get in a boat and you fish for the food that you want, the fish that you want to eat, and once you catch it, they'll go ahead and cook it for you. And they just have certain things like that all over Japan. They're so unique that you never see anywhere else in the world. Like they have the robot cafe. They get all these, you know, cool places. You know, I don't know if they still do the little Mario Kart racing in Tokyo. They just got some really cool stuff like that. Samurai Museum. They might have like a ninja museum.
Mm-hmm.
They no castles. They got some. They just have a lot of. You actually have a lot of fun, but it doesn't involve doing a lot of dangerous or crazy stuff. And as you're on these activities, you know, you're naturally like, you know, meet people. And as long as you're like, you know, polite, you can meet some, you know, nice lady and maybe meet up with her afterwards. But I guarantee you can have fun without worrying about having fun without like a date or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not really going to Japan to get some of the content people seen in Colombia. That was the content they seen because I was out there in Colombia. You know, like my Peru content was a little bit different. In Japan, I think I'm going more for me. You know, that's more of where I want to get more.
I mean,
like
if you're in the anime, they got the conventions, the cosplay, they got an anime museum. All the top anime people are there. So if you're into that, man. And then the Mario Kart thing, T-Mac, I think I just seen that on a YouTuber's channel maybe about 2, 3, 4 months ago. And they were having fucking fun with it, man. They had the little Mario hats on and they were driving around the city because they have that I guess they have a certain area where they can drive. Yeah.
And
it was cool. Yeah.
What's it called? The you know, the Gundam. I think the robot doesn't work anymore, but they had like the Gundam Cafe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Cafe. They got, you know, this Pallet Town. Like if you've ever played like those Pokemon games, they have actually a place called Pallet Town with amusement. It's like amusement park. And it is cool as hell, man. There's like so much. You never get bored of stuff like to do in Japan, and it's like the brother was saying, Brother Twine. You go out 2 a.m. in the morning, no big deal. You know, the public transportation won't be running at that time, but you don't have to worry about that. Safety is not a major issue.
Yeah, so I'm checking this out right now. This looks dope. This Mario Kart thing. Oh, it's not showing.
Go on. Klook has a lot of KLUK, I think it's called. They have, especially all over Asia, they have like a lot of activities that you can do, sign up for.
And then I think there is a thing called I think there's a Disneyland Tokyo. So you can even show the whole reverse of the Disneyland Tokyo thing versus being in America and what things they have, the different. And I mean, there's so many different ways that you say, let's go into a regular McDonald's and see what they serve because it ain't like any other McDonald's.
You know,
I hate top notch.
I hate Disneyland in the U.S. I hate Disney, but I love Disney Sea in Tokyo, and that must tell you something, man. I don't like theme parks, but I took my daughter to Disney Sea. I was like happy to go back. It was good. You brought that up, Ronin. I forgot about that. But yeah, We have Disneyland Tokyo and they Disney Sea. So Disney Sea is probably better for adults, and they have like the robots and all kinds of stuff. You'll see the parents just letting their kids play, and their parents are like sleeping on the bench, leaning against each other, and they have foam mats because Japanese think about stuff like that, so you don't get fatigue. So they'll have like foam there, so when you walk on it. And they have like a volcano there, and you look at it, you'll be like, "Damn, this looks like a real volcano." They looked at every single detail. But I would say if you want to go there for entertainment, man, you're never gonna get tired. You're always gonna have good food, good things to do that keep you interested, culture. Like you're saying, like they call it manga kisa. Manga kisa ten is a place you go and you can read manga all day. And they have if you meet somebody that was called a love hotel, just like they would in Colombia.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, it's because they have a lot of Japanese people went like they might live at home with their parents for a while as the women, so you can take them to like a love hotel where you can pay for about an hour, and they don't see it as being raunchy or anything like that. And it's just a really cool spot. I would definitely you're making me want to go back. I'll probably go back soon myself.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why the jump from Japan to Colombia. That's a big difference.
Well, I was in Japan mostly for like business. I had like I was helping them develop an aircraft. I was responsible for the development program for a major U.S. corporation. Mm-hmm. But I retired from my corporate job because of health problems, and it got pretty bad. So I was like, I thought I was gonna die or something like that. And I was like, I promised myself if I like survived, I was gonna kind of live the life I want to overseas. And I've been about almost 40 countries up in that point. So once I recovered, I looked at a place. So there was like I won't say his name, but he's kind of like a B-list celebrity, and a lot of people probably know about him in black media. His brother lived here, and I knew his brother, and he was showing me that for like $2,000 a month, he or $2,500 a month in El Poblado with a family of 4 with a full-time nanny, a cook, and all these people. He was only spending like $2,500 a month, and I was like, "Wow, you could do that!" And he was showing the location and the healthcare, and I looked into it. So since I have a lot of health problems, I just chose Colombia because of the proximity. Because I still have to go back to the U.S. like around every like 2.5 months. Spend some time. My daughter there. I'm not gonna abandon her, and I still have my house there. So it's close enough. I don't have to go for so many hours, and the healthcare system here in Colombia is so good.
Yeah, it is. It's really slept on. I talk about all that stuff sometimes, and people don't care because they only focus on the girls. But I'm like, living inside of Colombia is really, really good. I still would make that one of my bases. You know what I mean? For sure.
But be real, T-Mac, there's great hospitals over this way too. Asian culture's got some great hospitals.
Excellent hospitals.
Thailand, whether it be Japan, Philippines. Excellent. All these countries have some great hospitals at very low cost as well.
And the VA hospital in the Philippines, which a lot of countries have a full VA hospital.
Yeah. They actually got a VA clinic in Pattaya now.
I got an appointment on the 12th of September. I'll be flying in another one just for the and they got me set up to where 9:30 I do my labs, 10:30 I got my general practitioner. Right after that, I go right to my psychologist, and I'm up and out of there. So they know I'm flying in. They got all my scheduled appointments, so I can get in there and get out by that afternoon, catch a flight home.
Hey, Ronin, I got a question. So you know this Arab guy then, right? The Arab dude?
Yeah, I met him. I met him personally.
Okay, so I actually figured out that I do know him, and I've watched his shit. I thought he was kidnapped and he got killed or something. So he
did get kidnapped, bro. He was covered by 60 Minutes and a whole bunch of other TV shows, man. That motherfucker blew up like nobody's business. But yeah, I met him in at BGC at the mall. He was sitting in a coffee bean. I went and got my order. He was sitting there talking to another guy that travels with him. And he said something about a VPN. I looked up at him. He goes, "Oh, yeah, you know what's going on." I said, "Yeah, I do YouTube, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "What's your channel?" He goes, "Oh, my name's Arab." He goes, "I've been kidnapped." I say, "Yo, man, I ain't doing all that kind of extreme shit. I'm older." He goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to do it." But he turned me on to some things, man. I wanted to do an interview with him before he left, but he had to run to China to pick up some shit that he had ordered. So, but yeah, I know him, and I can get you in touch with him.
Hell yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. I'm hyped for Asia because I want to go all around Asia. The only thing stopping me from staying a long time in Japan, my first time going, is just the price of those Airbnbs are ridiculous. I think that's going to deter me from staying for a while. You know what I mean? That's just a little too much. But I also don't want to just jump the
stay in the outskirts, man. The outskirts, and you, like I said, there's bullet trains, all kind of public transportation that you can still stretch that out further if you're not in the city. You get what I mean?
So, like, what kind of location should I be looking at? Like, is there like a name of a particular?
Steer him on to what areas are around Tokyo that he could probably get a better rate for Airbnb at, and then catch a bullet train or a train into Tokyo or wherever he wants to go.
I never stayed at either. I only stayed at like a Japanese, mostly like 3-star and up hotels. But the Japanese hotels, they were just like, $50 to $60 a night.
Oh yeah, that's good with me. Yeah, that's good. These three things I'm looking at, they're like $200 a night. I'm like, there's no way, bro.
Because usually a lot of people, they think they need to stay in these like the business areas, and they're super expensive, right? But if you stay like 2 train stops away,
right,
it's like I stayed at the Akasaka Misuke area, which it has restaurants, has a lot of, like, they call them konbinis, which if you use the word konbini, they know what you're talking about. It's like convenience store, and has everything you need, and you can have you get breakfast there. They have like free drinks like all day.
Their subway system and their train systems is beyond reproach, man. You, like he said, you can stay a couple towns away and still get into Tokyo in the morning if you wanted to, and you had something planned, and then catch that train back out.
Yeah, so we had no problem, staying instead of like in the business area, so we'll just stay just a few stops away. And
if you do Airbnb and you do put in all your specs, the stuff you're looking for, it's best if you there probably use the map approach. Just look at the map and it shows you all the prices in areas as you go out further, and just click on the prices that you want instead of just like going through the actual pictures.
Location, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like I'm definitely going to be using the train. Yeah, I'm like mapping out my whole route.
As you should.
I want to make sure I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna be staying like a week or so, get a rail pass. You can get a Japan rail pass.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just show it to them, and they'll just like let you through. So basically, you kind of prepay. Take the train, and it even covers what's called the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train. So if you want to go to, like, say, from Tokyo to Nagoya on the bullet train, I forgot how long it takes, like an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
From
like
there.
I said, if you watch Sunday Love's content, she'll tell you about those train systems. Like, that's her thing. She lives way out somewhere, but she has to ride into town to do certain things, and she'll either catch a slow train or a bullet train, and she's doing work while she's on the train, editing or whatever.
So there's really no use in utilizing like an Uber then. I really should just be taking a train pretty much where I'm trying to go.
You probably never take a taxi. Those taxis there, man, it couldn't cost like a taxi. If you go to Narita Airport, taxi to like Tokyo Station will be over $20, maybe $300. If you take the Narita Express, but a lot of airlines now they have 2 major airports in Tokyo area. You got Narita, which is kind of far out, and you have Haneda, which is like closer. So if you have the rail pass, you definitely won't need any type of Ubers or anything like that, because the rail system and the metro system is like one of the best in the world. It's always on time.
Yeah, but they shut off at a certain time, right? Like if I were to pull like an all-nighter?
11:30 p.m. To like 5:30 a.m. in the morning, they do shut off.
Mm-hmm.
But you might, if you're gonna go to an area, maybe you want to get your hotel somewhere close to the area where you can like walk back.
Like the day before you fly out, get somewhere close to your airport.
Okay.
For a night.
To the party areas, it might only be like a not that far away, maybe walking distance if you can find a place.
The crazy thing is, from what my understanding is, those hours when the train is not running, when it's late at night, the people that are out there are people that's out there for fun. Like if they still out there, they out there trying to have fun. The women that's out there trying to have fun. Like
right. But that's
they
the whole thing.
purposely out.
If you get a hotel for the night for the fun areas, and then you go back to the place where you're staying long stay, then you work that out. You get what I'm saying? Instead of staying in a fun area the whole time and running up a bill, go out a couple stops, like T-Mac says, get something long stay, and then every once in a while when you're going into town getting content or you're going out for a nice long date and some fun in the clubs, when the primary times are going on, the train system ain't working, that's where you spend the night in that town. Then get back on the train and go back out to your long stay place.
Or a manga cafe, you can get those by the hour. So you might, and some of those have like couches and stuff in there. So like if you're gonna stay out all night, you might want to get it where there's a manga cafe in walking distance, and hang out and you can go sleep in the manga cafe for a few hours.
And they're famous for capsule little bunks. You get a little capsule, you can rent that, and it's like you slide into it, and it's a whole bed.
Oh,
and
yeah. I seen those.
And you can sleep there for a couple hours till the train station opens, and go back home.
They have a lot of sleep convenience in Japan, from what I see. Like even when people at work, they got places for people to just take a nap and go to sleep at work. All kinds of stuff.
You guys are giving me some major game right now. Major game.
Wonderful travel good stuff. Talks about the Suica card.
I'm literally downloading it right now as we speak. I'm adding some yen to it just so I got it already ready. So shout out to Wonderful Travels, man. I'm like putting this on my wallet.
It's like totally. You can use that to get it. You can use it to pay for your tab at the what's it called, the convenience store or whatever, vending machines. So and it for internet, what I would say, they have a different internet system there. So they have a really good pocket Wi-Fi where they'll mail it to your hotel and you can pick it up there, and you drop it off or you can drop it off at the hotel with the prepaid package, and they'll send it back. So get the pocket Wi-Fi.
Oh man, I'm hyped. I'm super hyped, man. Probably gonna wrap up this live.
You talking to the right guys. Now we done got you hyped up. You're like,
I'm super hyped now. Now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to book the flight. As soon as I could just find myself, something that's way out of town and something that's in town that's cheap for a little bit. Once I could lock that down, I could properly map out everything I'm gonna do. I want to get some real tourism in, trying out different food, kind of what I did in Peru. I just never really launched that footage, but I was going out to restaurants trying the food. I was a foodie in Peru. I was outside every day eating. I'm just hoping they don't have an issue with me live streaming outside. That's really my only issue, because I got a big ass live stream gimbal, so I would be outside kind of just going into restaurants trying out.
As long as you're in a private area and you talk to the owner beforehand, I don't think they have a problem with managing.
Yeah,
they're not really unless you're just randomly sitting there creep camming, which you're not going to do.
Yeah, no, I don't creep cam.
There's too many content creators out there already filming good quality stuff that's promoting those restaurants. They're not going to necessarily get upset with you.
The food in Japan is excellent. You're gonna love it. And I'm not just talking about sushi or stuff like that. I'm just, even if you have Western food, they're gonna make it better than they would in the U.S. because they take care. They're gonna make it exactly better.
That's where Ikigai comes in, man. That's the whole thing. Everything's about perfection, getting it to where it's perfected.
So look on KLOOK, Klook Travel, and they usually have a lot of bundles, packages, stuff like that, activities where you can get a good rate to do it. So, and that help you plan. You want to do something like exotic or cool, it'll have it on there.
Sorry, what's the name of that you just said?
Klook, KLOOK.
KLOOK.
It's more popular, in Asia, because I've used it in Vietnam, Japan, all these other countries. And Wonderful Travels was saying, Tokyo Disney and Disney Sea, especially if you're an adult, that was it was fire. He's right. And I hate theme parks, but Disney Sea was really cool, even for an adult. And you could drink in the park. I don't think you could drink at the regular Disney one, but they have like you walk around with your beer or whatever and see some cool stuff.
Well, thank you guys. If you guys have any last things you want to say real quick before I basically turn down the stream. I took a lot of notes, so I'm going to be compiling this into a real strong guide for me to follow when I finally end up in Asia real soon.
You ever plan on doing Kenya, bro?
For sure. 2026 for me is all about going to Africa. The same thing I'm going to do in Asia, I want to do in Africa. I want to go throughout most of Asia, hit up all of like the pivotal places and say I've been to China, I've been to Korea, I've been to Japan, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Cambodia. And then when I go to Africa, it's going to be the same thing. Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, Kenya, Ethiopia. But I know my money got to be right by then. So, just giving myself that time to get my money right, get my contracts going, keep on growing my company. And kind of pick 2 or 3 places where I'm going to basically kind of like float between. Definitely Colombia is going to be one of them.
You won't pay any bribes in Japan, but might be paying some in Africa though.
Oh hell yeah!
You said you won't be paying any what?
You won't be bribes in Japan, but you'll be paying some bribes in Africa. I was in Togo, and if they know any indication you're a foreigner from the military and also the police, you don't want to interact with them, man, because they're gonna always try to get you to pay a bribe.
There's definitely trade-offs in Africa. You go into Africa and you're gonna get like some of the women or whatever else you're looking for there. But the trade-off definitely is that they're gonna try to bribe, they're gonna try to get money from you. They're gonna hit you with the foreigner tax every chance they can. But it's not expensive to live there.
I don't like countries like that, man. I can't. Oh,
the cost of living is not bad, but once you actually get in and you get to know the place, because the places, people that I know that live there, like they don't deal with that on a regular basis. It's just that when you don't know, you got to deal with that. And it's not so much different than the Philippines, because the Philippines will do that too. Like you go to places in the Philippines, they'll do the same thing. They'll give you that tax, or they'll try to make you pay twice the price to travel from one place to another in a cab. Or
that's why you have your girl set this shit.
Exactly, it's the same way there. That's what I'm saying. It's basically the same thing, So, but in some ways, it's worse when it comes to like the police and stuff. Like the police, if you're trying to go, like if you're taking an actual ride from one border to going through a border, they will actually try to stop. They'll stop a bus and try to get money from you, like just for you to go through the border. Like they'll do stuff.
I heard the minute you go through immigration, like the bag checkers and everything got their hands out for you.
I ain't hear that part.
If they would actually stop the car, we would be going down the main street, and we had a Caucasian dude with us, and they saw him in the car, and they would stop the car, try to get $20 out of us.
See, I'm already a light bright anyway, so I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I already know I got problems going into that country.
Well, I don't like that shit. I don't like when people try to extort me. They tried a lot in Colombia, but because I know the law and I always threaten to call a lawyer or something like that, I'm able to get out of a lot of those kinds of situations. In Africa, I don't know. They could try to say, like inside like Colombia, they told me that the fact that I'm working inside of Colombia is not legal, and I'm like, I'm not working. I know what you guys are trying to do. I'm not working in this country. It's impossible. I don't have any paperwork. I'm working online, and I earn money while living in this country. And they try to do some double taxation fine shit when I was on my way out. And it's really just if you dumb enough to fall for it, So I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like the same in Africa, where it's like they'll leave me alone when they know they can't pull that game on me, or if they just gonna put me in jail. Okay, Twan. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys, man.
Look at that dress.
Hold on, wait a minute, bro. You gotta leave her on screen, bro. You gotta leave her on screen. They gotta see. Okay. Woo! I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready. for Japan, and I'm ready for the ascension into Thailand. Coming off that,
I love this, man. Like I keep telling you, I love this. This is you don't get this for this price nowhere, man.
Where you living at?
I'm in Pattaya right now.
Oh, okay.
I got a duplex. It's like $750.
Are you in Pattaya or John Tien? Are you further out? Or you
I'm in Pratamnak.
Pratamnak. Okay.
It's like right on the beach. The beach is literally right there.
I know where you at.
Yeah. It's called Wangamat Tower condominium. Like the beach is like literally right there.
Crazy. I was just paying.
Were you there
the sun go?
Were you in that
we
apartment?
We watched the sun go down last night. Say that again.
Were you in that apartment during the earthquake that was about a couple months ago?
No, I was in what's the name? A different condo. It's called Arcadia Millennium Tower.
Were you in that apartment? How much sway did you get?
I was in the apartment, but I didn't feel anything.
You didn't feel the sway at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because here it's so much farther away. It's like what, 2 hours away, 2-some hours away. So I didn't feel it. I heard people was talking about it, but I didn't even know it happened until I went outside, because they was telling us to go outside or something just in case something happened. And I was like, what? So we went outside, and that's when I heard about it.
All right, guys.
All right, brother.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Honestly, I'm gonna do more streams on. You guys are welcome to come on anytime. T-Mac, thank you for taking the time to come up, man. You know, I heard that you don't really do this often, so
that's a rarity to get T-Mac on camera, bro.
I appreciate it.
All right, bro. All your brothers be safe.
All right, take care.
Take care, bro.
I'm about to end.
Twan, if you got any last words.
No, I'm good, bro. Like I, I'm gonna talk to you, man. Like I'm gonna be, I'll be on the streams or whatever,
Yeah.
But we gonna have to get up sometime when you somewhere, because I'm gonna be around.
Okay, I bet. That sounds good, buddy.
Right,
appreciate you. Ronin came in with major game tonight. Do you have any last words for the stream?
No, man, I'm good, man. I'm happy you coming out to Southeast Asia. I think you'll enjoy yourself. And I think you'll grow a little bit more. You've been exposed to maybe more of a corrupt type of culture, and coming out this way, it's going to be not so obvious. Obviously, there's always an underworld to everything.
Right.
But I think you'll have a safer experience being out in Asia and some of these countries than you ever had in your travel experience up to this point. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? So kudos on you. Looking forward to seeing what you film and what you do. And have a good one.
I appreciate you, Ronin. Thanks for coming on, man. So shout out to Darnell Elliott, sends a super chat to Ronin Travelers to support Ronin Travelers. Go 9 more yellow super chats to go. I'm actually going to share Ronin Travelers channel if you guys want to tap in with him. Very, very intelligent brother, always coming on, giving game. So definitely check out his channel for those of you guys that still watching. I appreciate those of you guys that donated to the fundraiser. We're going to try to cut some of these costs of flying into Asia and getting some good content for you guys. I did promise I would do these streams. I think instead of me doing one long stream, I'll probably come on and just do a couple hours throughout the day so I could catch some of the viewers that didn't catch some of the earlier streams. But besides that, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I have a lot of mental work I need to do, a lot of planning I need to plan out, make sure any last minute thing is taken care of before I slide out there to Asia. Japan is just going to be our introductory into going to Asia. So I want to plan it out well as possibly as I possibly can. And then from there, we're going to try to basically go all around Asia. It's very cheap to move around. So, I'll pick a place and be there for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We cannot go back to Colombia until 2026. So we're going to hang it up for now and try to find, somewhere else that we're going to call home. And, I'm all about getting to this money. If you guys don't know, I have the Consents app that I did launch. It's in its beta phase, but it's absolutely free. You can go to myconsent.me. So if you're shooting content with anyone, whether you're shooting content with a male, female, you're, engaging in activities and things like that, it's a very quick to fill out form. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself protected. As you know, a lot of these girls are attacking YouTubers or attacking people that they see are of any kind of influence. So if this was around when I was in college, it would have saved a lot of dudes I know that got in trouble. They got in trouble for just being themselves. So it's an app that I built. As I'm traveling, I start to diagnose different problems, and I want to come with different kinds of solutions. So support me, support the Homies Hub, $Homies Hub. Support like the Asia tour. We're gonna get out there and do some business, and I can spread game with you guys and show you guys what I'm basically doing. So I want to show that I could be a traveling nomad and still run up a bag. The goal is obviously 6 figures a year off my own company. We're not far. We ain't close, but we ain't far. So I'll say that. But shout out to everybody that came in and tapped in with me, man. I'm ending off the stream on that note. Tap in with Ronin Traveler. Shout out to everybody that hopped on the panel. KBS, T-Mac. Shout out for them coming on. Twan as well. Shout out to Calais God. I seen you in there too, bro. So I appreciate you. And let's get it. Swan out.
She know me as king, but today I told her she'll see me as send her a God. Bow down, it'll give me your eyes. I come before you, but not as a mirage. To be the answer to all of your prayers. Get it now instead of waiting on later. Need a man that isn't stricken by greed. I'm only stricken when you get on your knees. Girl, don't pray for me, you can pray to me. It's blasphemous if you don't believe.